As Scorpio, welcome to your reading. We are going to see what messages come out for you. Let me moisturize my hands before I start shuffling this paper. I hope all is well, Scorpio, my water sign. All I ask of you, Scorpio, is that you do not force any channel messages. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, not a personal. If you're another zodiac sign, you have Scorpio placements, welcome. If you're another zodiac sign and you find yourself in Scorpio's energy, welcome. If you are new to SGL Spiritual Guide and Light channel, welcome. Hi, I'm SGL Spiritual Guide and Light. Make sure you subscribe so that you can be a part of the success and growth of the channel. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. May you find the clarity, confirmation, and understanding that you seek or need. All right, so we're going to take a look at your attachments. To be specific, I'm going to take a look at unhealthy attachments, what unhealthy attachments that is attached to self, and anything else that comes into play or that I'm able to see, I will let you know, Scorpio, when it comes to people, places, and or things. But majority of this reading should be centered, self-focused on you. I'm going to use my self-awareness deck to see what messages come out for you. I do not have a direct message for you, but it feels like you need to clear out your messages. I don't know if this is your email or this is your voicemail, anything that has an archive of messages, you're being asked to clear it out. That's the direct message that I have for you, because whatever that is, you're holding on to it. And I just got through telling Sagittarius about hoarding a type of energy, and you're being asked to stop hoarding messages, let them go. And you know exactly what that is. What I'm referencing to, it's time to let it go. I'm not talking about a love lost one where you want to have a remembrance of TLC from a loved one that passed on. I'm talking about an unhealthy attachment of messages that you are using as motivation, and it is not healthy. Yeah. And just when I said I didn't have a direct message for you, that's the message that came through. Delete that archive. Speaking about those messages that Scorpio is holding on to, what is it consists of? I have nosy, so I can tell you why you need to let go of this archive. What is it? Proposal, friends, and crossroads. It was a false fulfillment. They told you everything that you wanted to hear, and unfortunately, you are waiting for someone who has moved on. You have proposal, friends, and crossroads. Everyone thinks that you guys should be together, but unfortunately, you can't live your life based off of what everyone perceives, because that perception is false. It's an illusion. There is no happiness here. So while you have your life on hold, the person that you are waiting for is living their life, getting their experiences. And if you know that this is your person, go on and live your life. Get your experiences too. If it's your person, it's your person. I'm not telling you it's not your person. I'm telling you that your person is living while you're waiting for your person, holding on to these promises that are in your archive that you need to let go of. You know, this person saying that you're going to be their wife, or you're going to be their husband, you're going to be their spouse, you're going to be their significant other. Unfortunately, the false promise happened, and they're living their life while you're at a standstill. You know, confiding into friends, and your friends are telling you to hold on when you need to be living your life. And if this is your person, if you guys are supposed to come together, you will. The bottom of the deck is a fated meeting. See? Go on and get your experiences too. Maybe the reason why you need to get your experience, what if you guys both got married and your person don't know how to deliver sexually? So you done said I do and you're not happy in bed. Your person can be literally gaining that experience so that when you guys decide to come together and say I do, your person is going to be well experienced and knowing how to take care of you. For the most part, they could be also getting out their childish behavior so that when they're ready to settle down and show up for you, you don't have to worry about being somebody's parent in a marriage. So instead, basically the overall message, delete that archive and go on and live your life, get these experiences. And this could be you. You know, what if you don't know how to deliver in bed, right? So anywho, what if you have some childish aspects of yourself that you need to get out and mature? But for the most part, it looks like you may have another interest once you start getting back out there. All right, there is going to be a connection. For some of you, it's a platonic connection, someone that you went to school with, you grew up with, they know all about you, you know all about them. You guys have been together through thick and thin, and out of nowhere, right? Out of nowhere, there is a ups. Oh, how did this happen? Okay. So when it comes to vulnerability, try not to be intoxicated so that you can make the right sound decisions. But unfortunately, I do see something coming to pass where two platonic friends who've known each other for a decade now, and there's a possibility that there's an unexpected experience to where this could be a friend, a bridesmaid, a groomsman sleeps with the bride or the groom, something in that nature, where two people finally get it out in the day before marriage. That's what I see. But anywho, somebody needs to delete their archive. If you have those messages in there, you better get rid of them because it's about to be exposed. Anything else? What else? Pursuit. All right. If someone is being persistent, and then we have the past. All right. Someone from your past is coming back around. Okay. And you may be irritated by their pursuit towards you. It could be coming off as aggressive, but what they're trying to do is make up for lost time. And what's the unhealthy attachment is the fact that this person is demanding, and you need to speak up. Moving forward, let's pull some self-awareness messages, Scorpio. All right. You have thoughtless, contemplation, and shy in reverse. Well, go ahead and spread your wings. It's in your headspace that you spread your wings, but no, it's kind of like I'll use myself as an example. I don't drop it like it's hot in public. I don't go to events and drop it like it's hot. But I definitely will have my playlist going, and I'll be dropping it like it's hot in the driver's seat. No one knows I'm dropping it like it's hot. It's all in my head, but nothing's happening. The body ain't moving, but I'm dropping it. This is to bring a smile to your heart, okay? Scorpio, you're playing things out in your head, but it ain't happening, okay? It's not happening. Your boldness is being played out in your head, but it's not. Your boldness is not being seen. All right. You don't have to go out of your way. to prove yourself. So break away from that attachment that's unhealthy. Don't prove yourself. You don't have to. Now, the fact that you have this boldness in your headspace, that's your safe space. Okay. But just be mindful that if you were to get triggered, Scorpio, that you hold your tongue, because you just may say the things that you've been wanting to say for quite some time and you can't take it back. You don't want to say something that you can't take back. Okay. Top of the deck, you have orientation coming inverted. What's at the bottom of the deck? Modest in reverse, because that would change the that will change how people perceive you. You will be labeled as fake, or you will be labeled as what do I keep hearing in the ethers? There's this word that I keep hearing in the ethers. It's not that people don't trust you. It is not a snake. It is not that you check out. It's kind of like, not that you stink. Okay. It's like, saying how you truly feel at the wrong place at the right time, at the wrong time, will change the trajectory, and people will perceive you as two-faced. Like 1 minute you're one way and 1 minute you're not. And the reason why you don't want to feed into this type of setup is because, that will be held against you. Yeah, it will be held against you, Scorpio. And there's no need for you to be on trial for something of something that's orchestrated to make you look bad. So you need to detach from people who will allow your good deeds to be evil spoken of. And like I said, this is a safe space when it comes to your boldness. But just be mindful. Let's just say if someone triggers you, hold your tongue, because you will complete what it is that they're assigned to do, which is to get you to show another side of you that will be pinned on you for a lifetime, basically. And I can use myself as an example, and this is true, and it's not me being vulnerable. It's just to let you know how it feels for a false narrative to be pinned on you. So as a child, mind you, I come from a very religious strict background, militant background, and my grandparents were my guardians, and so I don't have the experience of how it feels to be raised by a parental figure, but I do know I have the experience of being raised in decency and order from grandparents, guardians, and they provided shelter, clothing, and food, right? They took care of the basic necessities. But when it came down to training a child, they did not take on that responsibility. They were not required to. Everything else was met. Now, when it comes to the village that my grandparents were a part of, when it comes to community, the village created a narrative, but the narrative started from a bad apple, which is my stepfather, who is now my stepfather. But back then they were not. My mother and my stepfather were not married, and he started the rumor that I was a liar, and that rumor was birthed into the village. And how do I say this? I lied to protect myself from getting an ass whipping. And my stepfather, I didn't, once I realized that I was going to get a whooping regardless, I started to accept the lie. So then this narrative was birthed on me. So I was being known as a liar. So I never fought for the truth because the repercussion was an ass whooping anyways. So if I just say, okay, sure, I did this, I'm thinking I'm not going to get an ass whooping. When I realize, like, dang, you're still going to get an ass whooping. So why fight for the truth if you're telling the truth? And so that narrative of lying was on me up to the age of 13 years of age. Now, there's only one time that I lied, and that I lied, and that was just to fit in. I told my best friend that I went to my boyfriend's house, and I was just doing that because she got to live a life where she got to do whatever she wanted to. She had no restrictions on her life. And so I didn't have a conversation. And I had told her, like, yeah, I ditched school and I was at my boyfriend's house, and I was just lying. And it felt so good telling her that that lie caught up to me, and I got an ass whooping. And I will never forget the experience of her sitting there looking at me like, why is you lying? And I forgot that I lied. And I'll never forget that experience. And when I realized, I was like, dang, I'm not going to lie again. So my experience of having this narrative of being a liar, which was false, I accepted that narrative because I didn't have any protection, okay, as a child, as an innocent child, okay? And so when I decided to change that trajectory, that I would, once I had experienced an ass whooping that I know that I lied about, in that moment, I made a promise to myself that I would not lie again, okay? Because at that moment, I was crying for help. And I knew that I was telling the truth. I'll never forget the tears. Those tears, ooh, felt like a two-edged sword. When you're literally saying, I didn't. And then and then months later, I'm like, oh, my best friend, who I thought was my best friend. And anywho, moving forward. So I shared that with you, Scorpio, to let you know that if you were to allow someone to take you out of your element, the reaction that is displayed will be pinned on you. And it's going to be very difficult for you to recover from a judgment that's truly not yours. It was orchestrated. Okay. So be mindful of your thoughts. And let's just say you are triggered. Just hold your tongue. Okay. Give me one more spread. Clueless is in reverse. So I like this. I'm not gonna blow your head up and say this is a high priestess energy, and then you have awareness here. What I will say this is you're smarter than you think you are, and you need to give yourself more credit where credit is due, Scorpio. And so you need to detach from the unhealthy attachment that you're not worthy and you are. You need to break the unhealthy attachment that, what you know is valid. Don't tell yourself that what you know is not valid. You don't need validation. And I love the movie Clueless as well. That was one of my favorite moments. So if you are a Scorpio and you have a lot of blonde moments, and this is not to disrespect, this is to tell you it's more of a compliment. If you have a lot of blonde moments, be your authentic self. Do not be loyal to your blonde moments. That's what makes you unique. Some people need blonde moments. Okay. So look at those as breaks. Knowledge in reverse. Oh, you need more confidence. All right. Detach from pitying yourself. Uh, you need um, you need confidence, Scorpio. Detach from discouragement. and detach from positioning yourself to be discouraged. Okay. Anything else? And also through that story, that message is be mindful of the people who are in your life. Some people are only in your life to get to, they're only coming into your life to get to attach themselves of who you're attached to, family, friends, coworkers. They get attached so that they can be able to gaslight you. They create flying monkeys. So you want to be mindful of your attachments, okay? Because the last thing you want to do is for your village to turn against you from someone that you deemed as trustworthy and that you've given your power to. Okay. Do not give someone access to your village. So, is it safe for you to communicate of what's going on with your life? You have to, so that whoever this unhealthy attachments is can't create any flying monkeys. Now, those who are against you, those who are false, those who are false connections that are in your life, you can't stop them from being recruited as a flying monkey. You already know who the fakes are. You already know who pretends to not like you. You already know who doesn't like you. So we're not focused on that. Okay. Don't worry about your pawns. Your pawns will pawn themselves. Okay. You have love here, strong affection. All right. And you are worthy of love. So stop telling yourself that you're not. Okay. When it comes to self-identity, just be your authentic self. If you want to learn new aspects of yourself, be open to new experiences. Love is an infinite experience. Okay. Just know that. So you have to communicate what type of strong affection you are needing. All right. So you can break away from the unhealthy affection that does not demonstrate the love that you're seeking to experience. Okay. Like I said, love is an infinite experience. It could be a negative experience, an in between, a good experience, a poor experience, a bad experience, a satisfactory experience, an excellent experience. It determines on how you communicate, Scorpio, on how you want to receive. What kind of strong affection are you looking for? If you're not aware of what, if you're not aware, and then you need to be honest with yourself and allow yourself to explore affection. Maybe you're not ready for strong affection because you need confidence. I will tell you that. You need confidence. You don't lack confidence. You need it. You need to use it, meaning you already have it. You just need to use it. Give me an I am message for Scorpio. Ooh, oh my gosh, I just had a nostalgia moment. Scorpio, another incident where this is the moment where I decided that I would not fight for the truth. There was this one night, and it's just so crazy. It's literally where I'm residing right now, and there was this pillow outside, and I'm telling you, I was set up like, my stepfather, and I'm sharing this information with you to teach you to not bow down to the narrative of accepting what is not truth. Okay. Because it's going to be very hard to recover the truth. Okay. And so there was this pillow sitting outside. Mind you, I was too scared to do anything that would cause me to get a whooping, period. I didn't get into trouble. I was never a reckless kid. I just didn't have what all the other kids that were doing in this village, being managed and already having sex and doing all kind of stuff. And I didn't even, it's all the craziest things, right? I was not exposed to that. I was exposed to church, watching my grandparents work hard, help the community, and little small exposing things that I was exposed to. It just never interested me. I was never a managed kid. You get what I'm saying? That just never was my cup of tea. It never was my interest. Being a rebel kid was not my thing. Being a good kid was. Okay. It was just, anywho. So there was this pillow outside on a car, and my stepfather had asked me, did I leave the house? And I was like, no. And he was very persistent. And the reason why I call this the setup is because I'll never forget. It's like he went outside, then he came back inside. And I remember I was playing the Super Nintendo and, confined in the space, in peace. And I just remember it was like he was gearing himself up. And I just, I'm just looking at this grown man. It's just something was off. And the moment that I realized that something was about to happen, I was getting ready to go outside and wonder. I didn't play with kids or anything like that. I just would go outside and wonder and be in tune with nature. And I didn't know that that's what was going on, but I had a very good time with looking at the sky and things like that. But I was getting ready to go outside, and my stepfather stopped and said, "Where did you go last night?" And I'm like, huh? And my reaction was just like that. One thing, I wasn't afraid to talk. And then he asked me the question again, "Where did you go last night?" Mind you, my neighbor's granddaughter was very managed and did a lot of things, sneaking boys in the house and stuff like that. And she actually introduced me to a lot of things, and I just it appalled me. I just didn't understand why she would do the things that she was doing. But anywho, in my head, I'm like, I got some ass whoopings because of her. But anywho, I remember, I'm trying to get the story out, Scorpio. So the ending story is basically there was a pillow outside, and my stepfather accused me of being outside and meeting somebody. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't know who in the heck would I meet, but there was this boy that I had a crush on. And I liked him, and I didn't even know why I liked him. I think I liked him because he was dark skinned and he had a moped, and I wanted a moped. And I knew that was the first thing that I wanted. And the girl next door was sleeping with him and all this stuff. They were fast teenagers, and I wasn't on that level yet. But anywho, I ended up getting a whooping and being accused of having someone in the house, and being accused of leaving the house when I did not. And it was a setup. That pillow was placed outside. And I believe that my stepfather had a power stroke, and what I'm sharing with you is not to bash it, the fact that I'm not going to say that he was right. What I will say is that, I was not his child. And, his way of discipline, I don't know if that was a form of getting off or a form of entertainment. And so in that moment, that was my moment when I gave in of fighting for the truth. I was so thrown off, but I knew something wasn't right in the moment that I was trying to escape because I didn't have protection. And, there was only so far that my grandparents could protect me because I was only their grandchild, not their child. And that's whole nother story. So, up to this point, when it comes to truth, my stepfather could engage in orchestrating flying monkeys who are his flying monkeys and create a narrative. Oh, she's lying. Those flying monkeys know that it is a lie, but because it's for entertainment purposes, they will feed the lie. Okay. And so what I'm asking you to do to prevent is to have pinned convictions on you that are not yours. So that's why it's very important that you do not feed any unhealthy attachments that will trigger you, because holding your tongue is going to be definitely your safety mechanism. Okay. And those who have the agenda to have pinned judgment on you, they will be pawned off. So just believe me when I say your I am message is guidance. Scorpio. All right. And this confirms your self-awareness message. You already obtained confidence. You just need to use it. And it's not that you don't have the knowledge. You just don't need to use your knowledge where knowledge is not needed. Okay. So it's kind of like, say, if I'm not comprehending the way that you talk, then you need to hold your tongue and have a conversation with someone who's on your level. Okay. Because you can sit here and speak truth to someone that doesn't comprehend it and then feel stabbed in the back thinking that they're on your side. And it's not that. It's just they're not programmed. Okay. They're only programmed for entertainment purposes. And I hope that makes sense. People who get off on pain, people who get off on watching someone get tortured, people who get off on seeing someone cry, people get off on, and I don't want you to be a prospect of entertainment, an unhealthy experience that will not serve you well. Scorpio, your I am message. It's time for uncertainty. I ask God to guide me to the light in my being. I am directed to doors that will open inner freedom to me and step forward in trust. I release my fate to God, and my faith is rewarded. So this is confirmation that you need to start using your confidence. All right. It's safe for you to use your confidence. And when it comes to your knowledge, use it at the right time. So hold your tongue if you can. Give me some self-awareness messages for Scorpio. Scorpio, if you don't resonate with this session, and just check out Taurus's session, which is your opposite sign. Give me some self-care messages for Scorpio. Listen. Scorpio. You got me doing the happy dance. Listen. People start to heal the moment they feel heard. You are. The unhealthy attachment is you need to detach from people who do not deserve your space, your time, your energy, your knowledge, your love. All right. For the most part, it needs to be receptive. Okay. And I'm still trying to figure it out. I just literally asked God to teach me how to serve kindness so that I can receive it back. The way that my perception on how I'm supposed to be served kindness, you have to get out of self of believing, Scorpio, that how you serve people is not gonna always be mirrored back the same way. Okay. But you can teach people, you can tell them. Okay. So when it comes to self-care, you're getting ready to start your healing journey. Good job. And what I love here that I'm seeing here is you're getting ready to be loyal to yourself. Love is not perfect. And when you start your healing journey, listen to yourself, mind, body, and soul, and listen to the advice that serves you. If you're not ready for critical criticism, hold your tongue. Outcome message for Scorpio. Scorpio, did I take up all of your space by giving you my personal experiences? Listen, when I tell you, you know that story of the boy who cried wolf. I'm telling you, the moment that I was crying, I'm telling you, those tears felt like a two-edged. I was crying like I was at school. I tell you, I was at school, forgetting the lie that I told. You know. I was never a bad child. I was the perfect good child, actually. Um, you know how you have those children, and some of you guys who have dogs, you know, those little perfect little cute little dogs that just sit there and look at you. All you got to do is just give them order and direction and they take it. That's the kind of child I was. I was a hyper kid, but my hyperactivity, all I needed was reinforcement. Just tell me to sit down. And then I would reset and sit down. I had a lot of energy. Anyhow, I'm so grateful for my life experiences. Anywho, you have the Hermit here. It's just solitude. All right. So this is a moment where you're getting ready to, like I said, you're getting ready to embark on your healing journey. Good job, Scorpio. Confidence is going to create longevity in your life. Your boldness is going to feel more so like security, and you're not going to be afraid of speaking your mind, but just be mindful of holding your tongue. Solutions at this time may do more harm. Seclusions at this time may do more harm than good, as it will cause you to get lost in a world all your own. Be sure to connect with those around you. The Hermit may also be signifying the need to investigate something that may have been troubling you. You're being asked to hold your tongue, because whoever is creating flying monkeys, or whoever is lying on you at this time, Scorpio, they will pawn themselves off. Do not move from your position. Anywho, Scorpio, those were the messages that came out for you. Hopefully I did a good job. If you don't resonate with this session, definitely check out your opposite sign, Taurus. There's other zodiac signs. There's Aries, Libra, Gemini, and Sagittarius. You may find some gems there. Don't forget love is kind. Don't forget love is gentle, Scorpio. And you know what I'm being asked to what am I being asked to do? A transformation message for Scorpio. I feel like this is going to be double confirmation for you. Serenity. Serenity is about accepting the things that you cannot change, and God developing and giving you the wisdom to understand the things that cannot change. But anywho, it says the most important relationship you can have is with yourself, Scorpio. This is a time to honor, nurture, and love yourself more by seeking out the removing of any negative feelings and emotions that are left over from yesterday. Don't let past issues and resentments interfere with your serenity today. Welcome to your pathway of embarking on your healing journey, Scorpio. I salute you. Don't forget, love is kind. Don't forget, love is gentle. And 2, we meet again.